Steve Ewan,
Paul Chapman.
how's things, my friend?
It's been going good. How's it been going with you?
We're finding a way. We're finding a
Yeah,
way. You got the hockey net going there. You're
yes.
gonna
I
score a goal.
that
Show Vince
also.
what you can do.
This is my little miniature rink here to see what we can get going. See if I can work on my shot in case Canucks are looking for a power play guy to put in the right circle.
That's fantastic. Okay, let's jump right to it. You had a couple weeks off, which more than
Yeah.
well deserved. You probably deserve another couple months.
Yeah.
But I know you're also itchy to get back to work. You've had some great stuff this week on the Vancouver Giants and so many issues around them. Let's start with Sordif. You're writing about him today, but one of my questions to you when we were talking about stories was, we all know this bigger issue of what's gone on in the sports world, or really, I should say, what's gone on in the world and how it's impacted the sports world. With the WHL canceling playoffs and Memorial Cup and everything else notwithstanding, where could Justin sort of have expected to go in the draft if he'd had a really great last part of the season and playoffs?
He's a fast. I think a lot of guys would only move up one or two spots or down one or two spots. I think a guy like that who could have gotten himself back into the first round. I think you see him now slotted as an early second round guy. The start of the year, coming off such a great year last year, he was a middle first round guy. So I think if the Giants had a long playoff run, he was one of the guys that would have really benefited. I think most guys aren't going to change that much.
Yeah, I look at that team, and obviously they had a very slow start to the year, and then we're really coming on great. So you kind of wonder about not only from where that team could have gone, but you kind of wonder about the status of a lot of those guys, if life would have been a bit different for them had they continued that hot streak. Is there anyone else on your radar there that maybe, I'm sure they're all wishing the season will keep going, but who it will really impact in the future?
What about a kid like Eric Florchuk, who was the trade deadline pickup from Saskatoon, 19-year-old kid, 2018 Washington Capital, 7th round pick, was the last guy of the 2018 draft, the final pick. Came over and was outstanding. And, on one hand, you think if they have a great playoff run, he's got a chance to maybe get signed. On the other hand, a guy like that could have gone to the AHL on an amateur contract, maybe played his way into a contract with that way. So it's interesting times. We're all just guessing now, but it's, and unfortunately, we've got a lot of time to guess.
Yeah. Lots of time to guess. That's how you end up with some of the questions we see on sport. There's some of the poll questions we see on sports radio, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask you about a couple of other stories you've touched on this week about local hockey. Let's start with this Bedard kid from North Van. Exception as a 15-year-old to go in. Look, I will go into the famous province front page where we put Tyler Benson on the front along with, who was it? Crosby, Lemieux, Howe, Gretzky, and I will absolve myself of any responsibility because I said at the time, I think this is a little much. I get you can get excited about a kid when he's 15.
Still take heat for that.
Oh, I'm sure he is. We should still be taking heat for it, even though it wasn't our fault. Blame J.J. Adams. J.J. was one of the ones who tried to put the brakes on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the danger of, obviously this kid has to be an exceptional 15-year-old, otherwise he wouldn't have got the exception. But how can you make an honest comparison when a kid is 15? There's so far left to go on that journey.
You really wonder where that's going to go for him as far as the hype. You really wonder what it's 15 to 20 is a huge jump. There's 15 to 17 is a huge jump. So for him to go in and compete at that level, that's a big ask. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of 16-year-olds playing. I'm not a huge fan of the 18-year-old draft, but I think if he's ready, I think it's exciting for the league. You also, WHL people aren't going to like to talk about it, but there's that competition of getting guys and keeping them out of the NCAA route and getting guys earlier. So there's that great pull between those two levels to try and get talent and try and promote your side of the game.
Yeah, I did hear the hyperbole of he has an NHL shot already.
That
He
was a
may have a
little.
really good shot, but he's still 15, and let's not put him in the NHL just yet.
uh, I heard that from guys that actually know. So that's a little bit frightening that they're selling him that way. And that's that's not comparing him to Gretzky, Lemieux, all those other people that we compared Benson to. But that is pretty over the top.
Hey, Jason Megna has played in the NHL and he can shoot. He has an NHL shot too, I guess. No disrespect to Jason Megna, because still an elite athlete anytime you can make it to that level.
That's very high percent of the people that make it. Yeah, it's a very low percentage, very upper level percentage.
You brought up the NCAA. Another story you had this week. Another local kid, Hobey Baker finalist. Absolutely a great story. Again, someone who's impacted by, but yet again, another local kid did go the NCAA route and, has an opportunity to get an NHL job out of it.
Yeah, he was very close. I guess the Grand Forks Herald is reporting today that he's going to go back, but it looks like going to Chilliwack. We're talking about Jordan Kawaguchi, an Abbotsford kid who did 4 years in Chilliwack, one of the greatest Chilliwack Chiefs ever at North Dakota, had a great year this year, up for the Hobey Baker currently. I guess told the Grand Forks Herald last night that he's planning on going back for his senior year. A guy to watch for, a very highly skilled guy, a smaller guy that fits into the kind of the new style of game, and you wonder if a team like the Canucks would come calling for him. So that's a name that people should keep an eye on.
Well, it's funny because the Canucks, of course, have had a great deal of success going the NCAA route in the past. You might want to say they haven't had a lot of success going with the local guys, because that's long been a bone of contention with people, that they sort of ignore guys in their own backyard, except for, I guess, Jake Virtanen, who's, let's face it, was having a great year by his standards when that came about. So we'll see what can happen. But there's so many. It's funny. I thought when we started doing this that we would kind of really struggle to keep things going beyond the first day or two, but we've managed to keep it going. You're finding some great stories out there, my friend.
It's fun. There's lots more to do, and I'm fascinated to see what goes on with baseball. When we get baseball this year and where things going. So there's lots of stuff to do.
Great stuff, Steve. We'll catch up to you soon with another one of these videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. Steve's now got to work on going top shelf because he's going to record it and send it to Rintoul.
There you go.